Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Gadigal people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, March 4. In Squiz Kids Today, top TV shows under threat. Bulgaria's man in a box. A hungry student eats an artwork and an unbelievable surprise at school. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
Have you heard of Hollywood? Hollywood is a city in the state of California, in America. It's known as the birthplace of the film industry. It's where making movies began, and still today, it's the epicenter of where movies and television shows are made. But there's a big issue happening in Hollywood right now, where all screenwriters are going on strike. This means they stop working because they're upset about their wages, which is to say, the amount of money they get paid. It's a little bit complicated, but the writers who write shows for television are paid differently to those who make shows for the streaming services like Netflix. And the whole industry just wants to make it fair for everyone. So, how might this affect you? Well, have you ever considered who are the people behind your favourite TV shows? Who are the ones that create the jokes that make you laugh? Who are the ones who write the scripts that your favourite actors perform? People that put the words literally into the mouths of everyone from Bluey to your favourite Marvel superhero. It's the writers. So, without them, no television show or movie can be made. In fact, the whole industry across America is at what's called a standstill. The last strike was in 2007 and went on for 100 days. Fingers crossed negotiations today won't be so drawn out, because that's a long time watching the same old shows over and over and over again.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Bulgaria. Well, that's nice. We nearly never land there. And the reason we're there today is because a man has locked himself in a large glass box for 15 days in the middle of a park, as you do. In the box with him is a treadmill and a single mattress. Now, why has he done that? This man is an extreme athlete and he's known for running ultra marathons, which are really, really long races, like 300 kilometres long. That's something he does to raise awareness of different causes. In the case of the glass box, he wants to raise money and awareness for young people battling addiction to everything from digital media to energy drinks. I've stuck a link to photos of him in today's episode notes. As well as being a physical test, the athlete says that 15 days in a glass box will be a psychological test for him, meaning it will be a test for his mind as well as for his body. With no one to speak to or at for 15 days, I reckon I'd last about half an hour.
Animal Kingdom.
And it's a Bearapalooza doubleheader Animal Kingdom this Thursday, with the hilarious tale of the school principal versus the black bear, and the first peek at a brand new polar bear cub born in a zoo in Germany. Let's start with the principal versus the black bear, because it's just too funny. CCTV video has emerged of a school principal in the American state of West Virginia trying to open the lid of his school's dumpster after he'd heard reports that a black bear had been sniffing around it. Now, unbeknownst to Principal Marsh, the bear had already crawled into the dumpster. Video footage, which I've linked to in today's episode notes, captures the moment the bear sticks his head out of the dumpster and comes face to face with the principal. It's hilarious. Meanwhile, Hamburg Zoo in Germany has just released video footage of its newest resident, a polar bear cub. It's the first time in 21 years that a cub has been born at the zoo, so staff are understandably very excited. And yes, because it's a Thursday, I've stuck a link to video of the cutefest in today's episode notes. You're very welcome.
Pop Culture Corner.
Is a banana taped to a museum wall a work of art? And if so, if someone comes along and eats that banana, is that considered art too? Those were the questions being asked yesterday after one of the world's most controversial works of art, a banana taped to a wall, was eaten by an art student at a South Korean museum. Italian artist Maurizio Catalan's installation, a banana taped to a wall which is replaced every 2 or 3 days so it doesn't go off, has been doing the rounds of modern art museums for years. And get this, it has an estimated value of $120,000. That, my friends, is one very expensive banana. So what's an installation? It's a work of art that sometimes takes up a whole room, art that people have to walk through or sometimes interact with, which is exactly what a South Korean art student has done this week, peeling the banana off the wall and tucking in. I've stuck a link to video of it in today's episode notes. Why did he do it? He said he was hungry because he had missed his breakfast.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What sort of animal surprised a principal in West Virginia this week? Yeah, that's right, it was a black bear. Question number 2. In which country has a man locked himself in a glass box for 15 days? Yeah, well done if you got Bulgaria. Question number 3. What's the name of the place in America where lots of TV shows and movies are made? Yeah, of course, I'm talking about Hollywood.
Shout outs.
It's May 4, International Star Wars Day. May 4. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Get it? Which is a perfect excuse to remind you all about this week's Squiz Kids shortcut, the real history of Star Wars. A rollicking deep dive into the history and origins of the world's most popular space fantasy films. Check it out in the Squiz Kids feed on your favourite podcasting app or on our website. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Addison from New South Wales, Lucas from Flagstaff Hill, Abby and Charlie from Yass, Jackson from Parabudu, Andrew from Campbelltown, Zachary from Maroubra, Ella from Exeter, Sammy from Rose Bay, Mia from Ballarat, Hamish from Cheltenham, Quinn from Middle Harbour, Asante from Ascot Vale, Miller from Narrawong and Sydney from Oxley. And it's a big welcome back to our classroom shout-outs, because I know how much you all love these. And what a great big long list we have to get through. Starting with a special shout-out to Class 3-4 Honours with Mr. Beecher at the Southport School, who are well on their way to becoming Newshounds. Also to Class 3G and Miss Galuzzo at Epping West Public School, Room 3 with Mrs. Oliver and Mrs. Davies at Rosalie Primary School in Shenton Park, Class 5 Yellow and Miss Pergararo at Shorehaven Primary School, Class 5 Red and Mrs. Weir at St Agnes Primary School in Mount Gravatt, and finally to Class 4 Banksia with Mrs. Heffernan at MacKillop Catholic College in Warnervale. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.